Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name's Renee. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. I appreciate you being here. Today, we're going to use a new palette that I got, Huda Beauty, and this is the Empowered palette. I got it in my Bizybeautycustoms PR box for the month of January, and I'm going to be using the brushes as well. There's some other stuff in my PR box that I'm going to get into eventually in a future video, but right now we're going to concentrate on these items. So if you want to see me use this for Get Ready With Me Wednesday, then stick around because I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, thanks for sticking around. I appreciate you wanting to hang out with me for a little bit. Today is Get Ready With Me Wednesday. I do this every week with my girl Kat. I did miss last week. I had a little surgery, but I'm feeling so much better. She will be linked down below and on the end card, so make sure you guys go check her out when you're done here. I love you so much, Kat. Thank you for giving me a bye week. I appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into this. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get ready and I'm going to talk about my surgery experience and everything that happened and kind of the healing process and everything. If I remember, I will try to put pictures of the products that I used up in here when I edit the video, or I'll try and remember to link them down below. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into this. So my surgery was on Monday, what was it, the 9th is when I went in for surgery. And my check-in was, it was 11:40 a.m. is when my check-in was, and then my surgery was scheduled for 2:40 in the afternoon. My sister came and picked me up, and she came a little early, so we were just kind of like, you know, hanging out a little bit before, and then it was getting closer to time to go, and she was like, "Are you ready?" And I'm like, "Not really," and I was like super nervous. But we left, and when I got into the car, there was like a little stuffed animal in the front seat that she got for me, so that was super cute, and I took that in with me. So when we got there, we got parked, and we went in to, you know, check in and everything, and I started crying. And they gave me some, like, they have like these little boxes of tissue, so they gave me a box of tissue, and you know, she was just kind of talking to me and asking me, like, you know, how I was feeling, and I just told her I was, you know, nervous and scared. And so they got us all checked in, and she got us in the elevator to go up to where we get taken back to where they prep you and everything. So we got upstairs, and downstairs is where they like kind of check you in and put your bands on, and then you go upstairs where they check you in and take you back for where you get set up for pre-op. So we got up there, and they take me back with my sister. She got to stay with me until they actually took me in for surgery. But they kind of have the nurses talk to you and ask you questions about like your history and medications. And then they have the like hospital medical gown that you got to change into. But then they gave me like these, I don't know what they were. They're like these 4 little packs of stuff that you kind of wipe your body down with. And they were like, don't do your neck, do your arms, front and back, do your chest down to your like kind of your lower abdomen, and then my back. So I had to have my sister help me with my back. They also had me take a shower the night before with antibacterial soap. So I took a bath the night before and the morning of. But then I guess this stuff that you have to wipe down with is just like an extra sanitation thing before you go into surgery or something. So we did that, and then they gave me these little booty sock thingies that have the like anti-slip on the bottom. And I started crying again, and they got me another box of tissue, and they were asking me, you know, what I was nervous about, and I just kind of told him, I'm just, I'm just scared about going under, and they came in and the nurse put the IV in, and that kind of hurt because I don't know why, but I guess when she stuck me to put the IV in, I think my vein like collapsed, and so it took her a minute to get it. I still have. Look at that. Freaking, and that's been there for what, Monday will be 2 weeks. 2 weeks since my surgery, and that's still there. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. And that's just to kind of like, I guess, keep you hydrated. And I think that's how they give you the anesthesia, to keep you asleep when you have surgery. So then they had the anesthesiologist come in, and he was kind of going over things with me about the anesthesia, which was making me nervous even more. And so where is my, there it is. So cried again, of course. And then the nurse was like telling me to, I guess you got to kind of like clear out your lungs. So she was telling me that I needed to breathe really deeply through my nose and out through my mouth, in through my nose and out through my mouth, and cough to clear out my lungs. So I was doing that, and then she came in and she was like, she's like, are you okay? Do you want some, they have these like cotton swabs that are like, when people go in for surgery and they can't have anything to drink or anything, they have these cotton swabs that kind of have a little bit of moisture in them to try and help alleviate the dryness in your mouth. But she came in and she was like, do you need, some of these? And I was like, well, no, I was coughing because you told me to. And she was like, oh, okay. I guess she thought that I was coughing because I had a dry throat or something like that. But then, so I talked to the anesthesiologist, and I was really nervous and, visibly crying and upset. And so he kind of, calmed me down a little bit and was just kind of asking me why I was nervous. And I was honest with him. I said, it just makes me nervous to be put to sleep. I'm nervous about complications. I'm nervous about being put to sleep and not waking up, just all sorts of things, And he told me, he's all, well, actually the nurse told me, she said that, because I went to St. Joe's Hospital, and it's a Catholic hospital. So the nurse said that if I wanted to have like a pastor or a preacher come up and talk to me before the surgery. And so I did that. And he was a really nice guy. He came up and, talked to me prior to going in for my surgery, and we just had a really good conversation, and he stayed up there for a while. And then, I told him, I said, I just really would like for you to, say a prayer with me before I go in. So he did, which was really nice. And, that kind of helped a little bit, but I was still nervous. You know what I mean? Like, just scared about having surgery. And then they actually took me back pretty early. They were ahead of schedule on their surgeries. And I think they took me in for surgery maybe 30 to 45 minutes prior to my actual surgery time. And my sister got to walk with me a little bit. She took a picture of me prior to going in. I'll insert that in here somewhere. But she walked with me for just a little bit until they told her she had to go out to the waiting room, and then they took me straight into the surgery room. And I think that the anesthesiologist had already kind of given me something, because I was starting to feel really tired. And we got into the surgery room, and then they wanted me to move from one like bed to the actual surgery bed. So I, was a little nervous, and I scooted over, and I was just, it's just so weird, you guys. It's just so weird. Like, and that's all I remember. The next thing I remember is kind of coming to, and I was being wheeled into like these, they have these recovery cubicles. So I just kind of woke up and my doctor was right there. Oh, I forgot to tell you, my doctor did come in prior to the surgery to talk to me as well. And I really liked my doctor. He's just a really down to earth good guy, and he's just, you know, he just really talks to you in a soothing way. But once I got moved over, I knocked out. Like, I don't remember anything. I literally, when I'm thinking back, I remember getting onto the bed and kind of laying down, and they kind of had me scoot down, and they put the back down a little bit, I guess. And then that's all I remember. And like I said, the next thing I remember is I was being wheeled into recovery. And I just kind of all of a sudden wake up, you know, and then the doctor was right there, and he's like, we're all done. Everything went really well. And then they set me up into where the recovery place is. And I had like an ice pack on my chest, because they keep the ice pack on there to keep the swelling down. And I remember they kept asking me, how are you feeling? And my throat was really sore, really sore. And they said, it's normal. It's from because they put a tube down your throat for the anesthesia to keep you asleep during the surgery. And I guess my procedure was only like 30 minutes and it was done. And then they were like, aside from the sore throat, how are you feeling? And because they kept saying that'll subside. And I was like, my stomach hurts, because before they took me in for surgery, they had me take a little bit of Tylenol. And when I take medication on an empty stomach, because I hadn't eaten, I usually get, you know, acid reflux and tummy aches and stuff like that. It just, pain medication messes with my tummy if I haven't eaten. So I said, my stomach hurts. And like, I don't know, it just felt so weird, like really. And I could hear myself talking, and I sounded like really hoarse. And it was just weird. And I felt really woozy, like kind of like when you're drunk and the room is spinning, you know what I mean? That's what it kind of felt like. And it was just so weird, the whole thing. And then I think I was in recovery. They keep you in recovery until you're able to like drink some water and stuff, and when the nausea wears off and everything, because they want to keep an eye on you. And they still had me hooked up to the IV and everything. And I just kept telling them that I felt really woozy. And so they gave me some time, you know, and then she was like, the nurse kept asking me if I wanted, you know, to try some ice chips. And I'm like, no, I was feeling really nauseous, and I didn't want to try anything until like the nausea wore off a little bit more, you know what I mean? Because I was afraid that I was going to throw up, and I really didn't want to throw up, especially the way that my throat and my like chest area was feeling. That was another thing. I thought this was going to be like more up in this area, not down here. So that kind of threw me for a loop. Like, actually after I came out and saw where it was. But so I finally got some ice chips. I had one, and kind of like, she was like, do you want another one? And I was like, no, let's just wait and see how this one settles. You know what I mean? And I kept falling asleep because I was so tired. You know, when you come out of anesthesia, it's like you're just so tired. And I kept falling asleep, and she kept saying, you know, she'd kind of wake me up and she'd tell me to breathe. And I guess sometimes after you have anesthesia, like sometimes you'll forget to breathe. And so that was making me kind of nervous too. Like, I was really tired and I wanted to go to sleep, but then every time she'd tell me that, I would like be more awake. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want I was afraid I was going to stop breathing. And then she ended up giving me some oxygen, like those little things that go in your nose and around your ears. She gave me oxygen for a while. And I think I was, I don't know. I want to say I was there for, I don't know, maybe almost 2 hours before they moved me into the other recovery room where my sister could come in to be with me. But I had some more ice chips. And then she had me drink a couple sips of water. And she kept asking me how I was doing. And I was like, I mean, the main thing was, this was a little bit tender, but the thing that I noticed most was my freaking throat. My throat hurt so freaking bad, you guys. It was like crazy. But they finally moved me over into the other recovery area where my sister could actually come in to be with me. So that was nice. And I was just, I don't know, I was just really tired. The whole day is kind of like a little bit of a blur now. But I'm just happy I got through everything, you know. My sister kept my son updated, you know. She would text him and say, okay, she just went into surgery or whatever. Because in the waiting room, they have these like screens, and it shows where you are. Like it'll say in surgery, in post-op, you know what I mean? So like she knew like exactly where I was the whole time. But it was really good when she came back. You know, I felt really at ease having her there with me. And I think we were there, I don't know. I want to say I got home probably about 6:30, I want to say. So it was a long day. It was a long day. And my sister got me set up on the couch and she hung out. She hung out for a little bit. I thought it was really weird that I could actually eat, you know, because I asked him, I said, well, what can I eat, you know, because I had gone to the store and I bought Jell-O, I bought pudding, I bought applesauce, I bought popsicles, because I thought I was going to have to be like on a soft food diet for at least a couple days. But they were like, you can eat whatever you want. Just stay away from crunchy stuff, you know, like crackers and chips and stuff like that for a couple days. So my sister she had brought over some, I think it was like beef stew or something like that. So I had that in the fridge. And I just kind of slept a lot for like 3 or 4 days. And then the second day, my sister came over to help me take a shower because I was able to take a shower, but they didn't want me to get the incision or anything wet. You know, like I guess the water could run down, but they wanted me to keep it as dry as possible. But that was only for like 3 days, and then I was able to take like a regular shower. But the healing process wasn't too bad. I had a really bad headache for a few days, for probably like 5 days. I had a pretty bad headache, and when I asked them about it, they said that it would wear off because I was like emailing my doctor's office about anything that I would have a concern about, and I had told them that I had a headache, and they said that it would wear off. It was just anesthesia can do that, and lack of water also. But I was drinking a lot of water, and I had like a whole bunch of those liquid IV things because I had gotten like a sample box of 4 of them in a giveaway that I got, and then I had just gotten my Walmart beauty box, so I had a couple in there too. So I had put those in with my water and was drinking a lot of that to keep myself hydrated. But then let's see, I had my post-op appointment on the 18th, and he was like, you can take off the glue, because they didn't stitch me. I guess they put dissolvable stitches like underneath the skin, but on the top, all they do is use like a surgical glue, which, I mean, it's really cool, but it's kind of like scary at the same time as well. You know what I mean? Like, because it's just like kind of like crazy glue a little bit. So, but after I had my appointment, he was like, well, you can go back to work with no restrictions. Everything looks good. They want me to go get some blood work done on like the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd of February, because they want to give my body a couple weeks after the surgery to kind of see, to heal and see if my thyroid is going to, the half of the thyroid that I have is going to kick in, see if it'll kick in and produce like the hormones and stuff that my body needs. So I'll go in for blood work then, and they'll check my levels, and that'll tell them if everything looks good or not, or whether I might need to get on some thyroid medication for a little bit, depending on what I think they call it my TSH level is. And then I will have a follow-up appointment with him, I think he said in 6 months, and they'll do an ultrasound because I have nodules on the other side. The main thing I was really nervous about too was like my results from them taking out my half a thyroid, because they took it out and then they send it for testing to see if it was cancer, and everything came up negative, so we're good there. And then he said, my surgeon also says that I don't need an endocrinologist anymore. So I don't know if that just means that I'm just going to have an ENT that's going to keep an eye on the other side of my thyroid from now on. But I would think, because I have Graves' disease and thyroid issues, that I would continue to see an endocrinologist. But I guess since they removed the problem, the ENT would be the one, I guess, to keep an eye on it. And if there's any further problems, then he would determine whether or not to remove the other half, which, fingers crossed and prayers that does not happen, because I really don't want to go through this again. It was very stressful and my anxiety was through the roof. But I am feeling like, at first I was kind of nervous because I felt like it was taking so long for me to feel better, and even now it kind of still feels weird, and the scar area looks like, I don't know, it's just kind of freaky looking. Everybody says that it'll be like 6 months. That's what the surgeon said, that in about 6 months it should be looking exactly how it's going to look, once it heals and everything. And then Kim gave me these like patch thingies. They're Scar Away, and this one I put it on like 2 days ago, and it's supposed to stay on for 10 days, and then you remove it and then you put another one on, and that one stays on. So like you change them out every 10 days, and it's supposed to help to, I got a piece of hair right there. It's supposed to help to, what's the word? Just to alleviate how much the scar looks, It's supposed to like help flatten it out and everything like that. So we'll see how that works. I'll keep you guys posted on that. But anyways, I just want to say thank you to everybody who reached out to me all the time to check on me and see how I was doing. It meant a lot to me, and I appreciate people not like blowing me up consistently, but those little messages from time to time. How's it going? How are you feeling? It was nice. It was nice to have people checking on me, and my sister, she helped me a lot, and she was checking on me. I really didn't need a lot of assistance after the first couple days, and my son was really good too. He would come out and he would, ask me how I was doing, if I needed anything, and he would bring me, something from the fridge, and, when I wanted a drink or a popsicle. So that was pretty nice too, having him take care of me. It meant a lot. So yeah, that's my surgery experience, and I think everything went really well. And when I talked to my doctor, you know, the surgeon, I told him, I said, thank you for taking such good care of me. And that it was a really good experience. Like, all in all, after everything was said and done, everybody was like very understanding and sweet and kind to me, and just, you know, didn't make me feel bad about being nervous. You know, they were really good to me there. They treated me really good. There was, like, when I was in the first recovery room when I first came out, there was this guy, because you're just like in these little cubicles, and there's like other patients there recovering from their surgery, but like right next to me, like there was kind of like a curtain here, but I could kind of see him, but there was this older guy in a bed over there, and he was like, oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. What's going on? Why do I feel this way? Like, he was being super loud. And one of the nurses was like, I'm going to need you to stop yelling because there's other people here. You know, and it was so weird. It took like, I want to say 10 or 15 minutes to get him, like, you know, and then he would like calm down, and then he would like start acting up again. It was so weird. And I heard one of the nurses was like, well, it is gonna hurt. That was a big tumor you had removed. And I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was kind of freaking me out a little bit too. While I was in recovery, I was like, I just want peace and quiet, you know what I mean? I don't want to listen to some dude freaking out over there. But I mean, it all went good, and I'm feeling much better now. I actually go back to work. Today's Thursday. No, today's Friday. Today's Friday the 20th. I'm such a dork. And I go back to work Sunday. So tomorrow is Saturday, and it's my last day off. So I'm trying to enjoy these last couple of days and just kind of relax. I'm a little bit nervous to go back to work and work an 8-hour shift. I mean, I told my doctor Monday, you know, to release me Monday, because I thought it would be better if I go back to work on Monday, and then I would only have to work Monday, Tuesday, and then have 2 days off again and kind of ease myself back into it. Well, you know, I work weekends, and most people work weekdays. And I guess when he sent the note, I didn't even pay attention to the date that he put on there, and he put the 22nd, which is Sunday, and I work on Sundays. So when my boss texted me and said, we got your release, you're going to be at this location on Sunday. And I was like, Sunday? And then I looked at the date, and it said the 22nd. And then I looked at the calendar, and I was like, son of a bitch. I should have told him, you have to release me on Monday the 23rd, because I work the weekends. So I got to go back a day early. But I only have to work, I guess it'll be okay. It's only 3 days, you know, so we'll see how I feel. But I'm just nervous about, you know, getting back to it and working an 8-hour shift and my energy level. And I don't know, I guess we'll just see how it goes. If I feel too bad, I'll just let them know, say, like, is there any way, like, I could cut out a little bit early because I'm not, you know, feeling really well. We'll just see how it goes. But yeah, I'm feeling so much better. I still feel like I have a little bit of a rasp in my voice from the surgery, but hopefully it's not like a permanent thing. I don't hear it like all the time, but every once in a while I can hear the little raspiness, and we'll see if it sticks around. Some people, they have that side effect, and it like stays forever. You know, it's a permanent thing, because that's one of the things that they have to be like careful about, especially if they remove your entire thyroid, because there's I don't know, there's like these nerves there that go to like your vocal cords or something like that. And so they have to be really careful when they're removing your thyroid, because one of the side effects from the surgery, or not side effects, one of the complications that can come from having your thyroid removed is vocal cord damage. But I think it wasn't, the anesthesiologist was kind of explaining it to me, saying that there's, because they all work together, you know, the anesthesiologist and the doctor and the nurses, and they all work together. But there's like, I guess, this thing that the doctor uses, and it kind of, it like jolts or something when they get close to the nerve that's connected to the vocal cords, so they can try and like, so they can avoid that area. But at least I can still talk, you know what I mean? That was another thing that I kind of was like scared about, because I knew that it was something that could happen during surgery, is, you know, losing my voice because of damage to my vocal cords. I believe my cousin had some damage to hers, and she has had actually a couple surgeries since her thyroid surgery to fix her vocal cords. And I think that happened. She had the same exact surgery I did. She just had her left side removed. I found out all sorts of stuff during this process. I had no idea there were so many people in my family that had thyroid issues. And then my my ex-husband's, I think his aunt, she messaged me on Facebook, and I guess it's on my ex-husband's side of the family as well. And so she said, poor Junior's got it coming from both sides. And I said, well, I think it's more common. It's more common in women than it is in men. So I was like, hopefully I won't, that's not something that I'll have to worry about, you know what I mean? And she said that her brother and her dad and her uncle all had it. I was like, oh geez, thanks for the positivity. Now I can be nervous about my son getting it, but at least I know. That way, whenever he goes in for his, you know, yearly checkups, I can tell them, you know, to make sure that they keep an eye on his thyroid, because it runs in the family on both maternal and paternal sides. All right, so I think I got most of this done. I think this video is getting super long. I'm going to get off and I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup, and then I'll come back with the final look. So don't go anywhere. Alrighty guys, I'm back and the look is done. What are you guys thinking? I really like this palette. This is an awesome palette. Thank you so much, Steph, for sending this my way. So give you a nice little looky at it. How about we hold it like that right there? That is so beautiful. So I used this shade, this shade, this shade right here. I used this for my inner corner. I think that was it. Oh no, wait a minute. I used this one, yeah, these two right here. Just, I can't even remember. And this one's on the lid, and this one's on the inner corner. I used this one on the lower lash line, and then used this to blend it out. I used this in the crease, and then used this on the outer V. So that is Get 'em, Legacy, Do It, and Bold Moves. I really want to use these two shades right here because they're like cream shadows. I really want to see how those work. But yeah, I think it's beautiful. Oh, I also used that Bold Moves up here on the brow bone as well as the inner corner. I used this brush right here for the inner corner, and I used this one to put the shade on the brow bone, but I forgot to use this one. I got so busy talking, and I'm just so used to picking up certain brushes, I just went to them instead of the new ones. But anyways, maybe I should give you like everything that I did really quick instead of inserting the pictures when I edit. So I used this LA Colors brow pencil, and this is medium. I found this when I was decluttering my eyeliners. It was mixed in with my eyeliners, and that video will be coming tomorrow. So make sure you keep an eye out for that one. That, You guys, it's embarrassing. It's totally embarrassing. I use Laura Geller Fortifying Lash Primer for the top lashes and my Act Natural ColourPop Black for the lower lashes. For my liners, I used, where'd the Avon go? I used my Avon. Oh no. Oh no, Mr. Bill. I use this black Avon pencil for a tight line, and I use this Trace Loose. This is, what shade is it? Accomplished for the waterline. So we got that. What else did I use? I used this Cara Spice for liner, and then I used this floss. It's like a lip crayon for my lipstick. Next is going to be my lip liners, because I've got, well, just as many lip liners as I do eyeliners, and I need to declutter this as well. I used this bronzer. This is the Bizy bronzer that I got in Bizybeautycustoms PR box. For my blush, what did I use for my blush? I used this NARS Deep Throat for the blush. Dun, 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 dun. For my setting spray, I use this Item Beauty, which I really like. And then for my foundation, I use this Avon Longwear Foundation. I can't remember what shade this is. I think it might be Cashmere. And then, whoops, for my primer, I use my Purlisse Silk Glow BB Base Primer. And I also use my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, which this is going in the empties because there ain't nothing left in there really. It's bottom of the barrel. I think that's everything that I did. I'm pretty sure. What do you guys think of the look? I love it. Does anybody out there have this palette? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you, I mean, come on guys. Come on. It's beautiful. Anyways, that is my Get Ready With Me Wednesday for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new here and you're not a part of Nene's Glam Squad, I hope that you'll go down below and join the family. Just hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn the notification bell to all. That way you can get notified of any and all future uploads. If you wouldn't mind giving this video a big thumbs up, it truly means a lot to me and it helps out my channel. Lets YouTube know that you enjoy seeing my content, and leave a comment. Say hi. Let me know that you stopped by. Make sure that you guys check out Kat. Her link will be down below and she'll be on the end screen. Go show her some love. I love you so much, Kat, and I can't wait to see your video and catch up. And again, thanks for all the love and support and the patience while I was healing and getting better. I'm like still a little sore right here, but not as bad as it was. I feel so much better, and hopefully things will just even get more better in the future with my health and everything, and hopefully it stays good. So anyways, I hope you all have an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time of day it is that you're watching this. I love you all so very much. Take care, stay safe, and I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.